Всем привет, друзья! Мы продолжаем проходить игру Vampyr. И это вторая серия, которую я записываю с телеком, поднятым на стену, на кронштейн. И на самом деле это не очень удобно. Есть свои минусы. Ну, надеюсь, я привыкну к этому. И все будет окей. У меня, кстати, была идея в будущем камеру подключить. Но я даже не знаю, как ее подключать. Куда ее ставить. Обычно ЖК включают камеру так, чтобы было видно человека, который записывает. А точнее его лицо. А именно, чтобы лицо было видно, я так не могу поставить. Это проблемка. Эх.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Askalon club, I presume.
The Askalon club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Rid.
Welcome to the Askalon club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Нормально что-то это? Беспредел.
There has been quite a battle here.
А, битва. Ну ладно. Я думал, они живут как
I'm
бомжи
sure the
просто.
Askalon club has the money to replace the furniture.
Слушай, а с тобой можно поговорить?
Welcome to the Askalon club, then, Dr. Reed.
Кстати, идея уменьшить громкость на микрофоне тоже была не очень. В том же Киберпанке вообще ни себя не слышу. Но я вроде подправил немножко, чтоб не было сильно громко и сильно тихо. Блядь, я чё, вышел из здания? Твою мать, а? Но это было не специально. Что-то долго заходит и выходит. Если вы хотите быстрее набрать силу, пейте кровь жителей Лондона. Спасибо. Игра чисто подталкивает тебя на какие-то плохие вещи. Ой. Но я не спешу подниматься, я сначала осмотрюсь. Ограблю вас. Хотя этого нельзя сделать. Клуб Аскалон — ассоциация джентльменов, которые стремятся втайне сохранить интересы короны. Ой, охранять. Я основал этот клуб в 1837 году, чтобы отдать дань уважения своему создателю, Уильяму Маршаллу, первому графу Пембрукскому и истинному защитнику Англии. Все члены клуба должны быть из хороших семей и обладать безупречными моральными качествами, поскольку членами клуба могут стать смертные, которых тщательно изучают и оценивают, прежде чем предложить им бессмертие. То целью клуба является поддержание респектабельных традиций и норм поведения добропорядочного вампирского общества, а также сохранение и усиление гегемонии Англии в мире. Мы – истинная элита британского общества. Мы – Аскалон, копье святого Георгия, которым этот защитник Англии убил дракона. Мы сами копьеносцы, поэтому клянемся защищать интересы Империи. Закон Аскалона. Лорд Редгрейв, основатель клуба. Блядь, читать неудобно. Далеко, пока не привык. Раньше телек был поближе просто.
Good evening. We repel intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reid. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Askalon Club, Dr. Reid. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance.
Если
I've heard some
честно,
astounding things about you.
даже по голосу понятно, что это какой-то говнюк.
Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reid.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why are you suddenly so friendly? The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the other hand, Doctor, proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reid, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
It's of no concern of yours.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reid. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Askalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Askalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Askalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Askalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
What is the Askalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Askalon mean?
Askalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Askalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
Жалко, нет выбора.
Initiation.
Я бы не вступал.
Nothing fancy nor dangerous.
Я бы их всех уничтожил.
It is just that we, the members of Askalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Askalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Ни оружия не дали какого-нибудь, ни доспехи, ну то есть одежду новенькую.
I personally went
Ни
patrolling
опыта.
in the West End,
Ну,
and I
100 опыта не в счет.
two foreign Ekons.
Короче, я не чувствую какую-то особенность.
We shall chase these
Вступил в
intruders
клуб,
down.
вау.
I was chased by a
Как же
gigantic
похуй.
Falcon 2 nights ago. I thought it was
Good
Fergal.
evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece?
Он не вампир.
Figuratively.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Askalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection
Отличная
as soon
идея.
as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
The mess inside the club since we were attacked. I must admit the Guard of Priwen impressed me. They must have spent years preparing their plan.
Тысяча? Да.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshaw was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed, ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Askalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Лорд Редгрейв, хочешь, чтобы я применил свои познания в медицине и ликвидировал все возможные источники распространения инфекции в Вест-Энде? Он очень обеспокоен тем, что эпидемия может затронуть богатые районы Лондона, тем, что заразиться может элита Британии. Я постараюсь искоренить инфекцию. Полагаю, что сначала нужно расспросить всех местных жителей и собрать как можно больше сведений обо всех необычных происшествиях, связанных с эпидемией. Ну, в Аскалоне с кем-то разговаривать смысла нет, насколько я понимаю. Блин, офигеть, еще столько людей не нашел. Неплохо. Кстати, даже можно родную мать съесть. Твою мать, а. Да за шо? Стоп, если у жены... А, говорил. Она меня в дом не пускала, кстати. Вау, я почти полчаса потратил на этот клуб, на их разговоры. Я чуть не заснул опять. Блин, я мало поспал, кстати. Такое состояние, в общем, сонное. Ой.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Support the equality
Так тебе об этом уже говорила эта леди Эшбери. Так, ты
Good
первая.
evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye,
Спасибо.
Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Don't let any strangers come into your house. Have you...
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging
Так,
to
все.
the ladies,
Yes.
Если второй подряд говорит
What
уже
about the
о
Mullaneys?
их доме, то...
What about their house?
not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
С другой стороны, все-таки вход. Я еще просто сомневался, идти туда или нет.
Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're after.
28-й, ебать! Шо с уровнями, блядь?
He's mine!
Блин, урон не пройдет. Ну да, у него иммунитет.
This one's mine!
Так, и что у нас тут?
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Where's it gone?
It's locked.
Значит, можно забраться как-то через окно. Кстати, ну тут живой. Блин, надо искать проход.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
Походу мини-босс будет. Что-то мне подсказывает.
He had his tongue removed and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal torture.
Всю семью порешали, да? Печально.
This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
Это живой.
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
Ай, ебанутая. Блять. Да хорош.
I've never seen such a radical mutation. Could it be a new stage in the disease?
Блять. Нет. Черт. Я если засчитать, что я ее убил. Я не хочу с ним драться заново. Это ж тупо. Я умер уже после драки. Фак. Не, походу драться я буду опять. Загрузка долгая. Мне кажется, связано с тем, что подгружают. Блять. Неприятно. А, не. Засчитали убийство. Отлично. Письмо из театральной школы Дорис Флетчер. Дорогая Эльза, я с огромной радостью сообщаю, что ты принята в мою театральную школу. Сценка, которую ты сыграла на прошлой неделе, убедила меня в том, что у тебя есть все настоящие задатки. У тебя есть все задатки настоящей актрисы. Ум, достоинство и смелость. Я буду лично тренировать и учить тебя. Я приглашаю тебя пожить в школе на время этих напряженных занятий. Убеждена, что потенциал моих учеников раскрывается только в результате полного погружения. Поэтому, пожалуйста, не забудь взять ночную рубашку и все необходимое для того, чтобы провести неделю в моей школе. С уважением, Дорис Флетчер.
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher acting school.
Но эта Дорис Флетчер, она на самом деле немножечко нездоровая, насколько я помню. На голову. Так, мне дальше говорить с горожанами? Я думал, они все скажут именно про... Ух, ебать. Нифига он не снял с удара. Так, ну-ка отдохни. Мне кажется, игра явно рассчитывает на то, что ты будешь страдать, блядь. В плане драки. Хочешь пройти хорошего, никого не убивая, точнее не поедая, будь добр мучиться. Как они опять возродились, блядь, скажите мне, пожалуйста. Блядь, хорош. Ну, с этой разговаривать вообще нет смысла. Не в адеквате.
Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. Rats, rats. Many rats around that big house. Funny smell too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light.
Да, крысы-переносчики всего вообще.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Strangers come into your house.
А. Тоже недалеко.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for?
Ну, зачем, блядь, походить еще? Если честно, был уверен, что Скали и оборотни будут сражаться между друг другом. Но... Видимо, нет. Ладно. Бля, опять. Не-не, не на нее надо было. Черт. Хотя нормально. Я удивлен, что нет никакой подгрузки, загрузки в другую локацию. А сразу вот открыты двери в дом. Стоп, тоже дробовик? Но у него выстрелов больше. Ладно, глянем потом. Ебать. Мне пиздец, походу. Ясно. У кого устойчивость? У нее. Да пиздец, ну им похуй на мои удары, Надо оружие поменять будет. Ну да. Ой. Как еще на прошлом боссе не сменил оружие. Вас уничтожили, нахуй это писать вообще, я не пойму. Какая-то провокация. Мне кажется, уже давненько я должен был улучшить оружие.
Still your tongue, wife.
Yeah.
Блять, что вы видите, что происходит вообще? Вот шлюха. Почему сейчас неустойчивость? Бля, опять. Ну, в этот раз хотя бы выжил после драки. Любовное письмо. Мой дорогой, спасибо за прекрасные духи и шубу. Я мечтаю о том, чтобы твои руки поскорее обняли меня, ведь только с тобой, мой герой, я ощущаю себя счастливой. Пожалуйста, возвращайся скорее. Я умираю от желания снова прикасаться к твоей груди. Да, мой любимый, мой дорогой, возвращайся ко мне, и я подарю тебе ночь бесконечной, неудержимой страсти. Прямо сейчас на мне только последний из твоих подарков. О да, я сгораю от желания и мечтаю поделиться с тобой своей неукротимой страстью. Преданная тебе Дорис Флетчер. Блядь, мне ж... читать было так себе. Фу.
So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher.
Все дома ведут Дорис Флетчер? Чешо, я не понял. Что за хрень? Ой.
Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her.
Блядь. Как мне заебал этот... Что он там у себя оставляет? Говно это. Блядь, ну серьезно, я не успел подраться. Вышел, опять два уёбка стоят, меня ждут. Ну что это за дичь? Еще и грузится, блядь, 2 часа нахуй. Хотя в любом случае на этом надо заканчивать. Потому что время. Продолжим в следующей серии. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. А главное комментируйте, чтобы я мог с вами общаться. До скорых встреч.